Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Bright Mind EduPoint, and in this video I'll be covering the topic of Rothfuch's method of aggregate blending. So if you want to know what is aggregate blending and why it is done, click on the link which is shown above. So this method is also called as the balance area method, and it is used when number of materials which is to be mixed for obtaining the appropriate gradation is more. So if there are materials from two or more sources or two or more materials which is to be mixed for obtaining the appropriate gradation, Rothfuch's method of aggregate blending is usually adopted. Rothfuch's graphical method is reasonably quick, accurate and simple, and is used for design of concrete mixes, bituminous mixes and granular mixes. This method is mostly adopted when mechanical stabilization is to be done, because in dealing with mechanical stabilization, it is often found necessary to combine different materials to obtain the desired gradation. And if desired gradation is not achieved, the principle of stabilization will also not be fulfilled. So to demonstrate the various steps involved for finding out the proportions of various material that is to be mixed for obtaining the desired gradation, we'll be taking an example which is published in IRC SP 77 2008. So this is the example which is published in IRC SP 77 2008, wherein you can see the sieves of different openings, required gradation, and three different materials, that is coarse aggregate named as A, sand named as B, and local soil named as C, and the various other values relating to all these given parameters which is provided to us. So using this example, we have to see how the Rothfuch's method of aggregate blending will be employed to find the proportion of A, B and C to obtain the desired gradation. So firstly, we'll plot the y-axis and x-axis on a graph paper. Then we'll be labeling the x-axis as sieve size, which is raised to 0.5 power. Now suppose this marker which is shown, it represents 40 mm. So how that one comes to know that this marker is of 40 mm? So why? Because we have used the Fewler's equation, or you can simply say that since this x is raised to the 0.5 power, what we'll be doing will be taking we'll be raising the power the 40 mm sieve plot to 0.5 power, and whatever value will be obtaining it, in actual this value represents the 40 mm. So 6.324 in actual will represent the 40 mm sieve plot for this given example. Then we'll be labeling the y-axis as percentage passing. For this particular example, the scale is chosen as 1 centimeter equals to 10% on y-axis and 1 centimeter is equals to 0.4 for x-axis. Now we'll be labeling the percentage passing. Now the horizontal line will be drawn corresponding to 100% passing and parallel to the sieve size, and we'll draw a perpendicular corresponding to the 40 mm sieve plot as shown. Once these two lines meets, we'll be drawing a diagonal line which will be intersecting the origin of the graph. The line so obtained is called as the maximum gradation line. The maximum gradation line is the one which represents the sample of equal amount of various sizes. Then we'll be drawing or plotting the other sieve plots which is given in the example. Now for the next case, the sieve opening which is given to us is 20 mm. So how we can plot that 20 mm sieve plot? So for that purpose, we'll be finding out the midpoint of the required gradation corresponding to 20 mm sieve. So for this particular example, that is 90%. So we'll draw a line parallel to the x-axis through this point of 90 mm percentage passing, and wherever it cuts the maximum gradation line, through that we'll draw a perpendicular which when represent the x-axis is nothing but the 20 mm sieve plot. Similarly for 10 mm, the required gradation is given as 55 to 80. So the midpoint comes out to be 62.5%. So hence we'll be plotting the 10 mm sieve plot as discussed earlier, and we'll be doing it for the other sieve sizes which is shown in the example. Now we'll draw the particle size distribution curve for coarse aggregate, that is A. Now the first, before making the particle size distribution curve, we'll plot the percentage passing corresponding to different sieve sizes which is shown in the example. Now corresponding to 40 mm, 100% material is passing. So we'll mark that point. Corresponding to 20 mm, the percentage passing of material A or coarse aggregate is 75. So we'll mark that. Corresponding to 10 mm, the percentage passing of coarse aggregate is 20%. Corresponding to 4.75 mm, it is percentage passing is 8%. Corresponding to 2.36 mm, percentage passing is 6%. Corresponding to 0.6 mm, percentage passing is 2%, and corresponding to 0.075 mm, the percentage passing is nil. So we'll draw point all these points, and we'll draw a freehand curve which will be joining all these points. The curve so obtained is called as the particle size distribution curve for the material A. Similarly, we'll draw the points for the material B, and we'll be joining that to obtain the particle size distribution curve of material B, and similarly it will be done for material C as well. This particular blue line here indicates the particle size curve for material A, B and C. Then once we'll be completing that part, we'll be drawing the balancing line. So balancing line will be drawn in such a way that the area will be equally divided on the either sides of the balancing line. So we'll be drawing the balancing line for this curve A, which is shown by this green line, such that the equal amount or minimum area is covered left on the either sides of the balancing line. So wherever this balancing line cuts the x-axis, we'll be joining that point with the starting point of the curve B as shown in the figure. Similarly, we'll draw the balancing line for curve B, and we'll join that last point of the balancing line to the starting point of the curve C. Now wherever this lines cut the maximum gradation line, corresponding percentage passing is found out from the y-axis, and we come to know the exact amount of material that is to be mixed to find out the appropriate gradation. So As you can see in this graph, when the last point of the balancing line of coarse aggregate A, when it is joined with the starting point of sand, when it cuts the maximum gradation line, the corresponding proportion is found out, and which will be then used for making the dense graded mix. So for this example, the coarse aggregate that is to be mixed is 48%, sand that is to be mixed is 47%, and local soil that is to be mixed is 5%, so that one obtains the dense graded mix, or we can say one that can obtain the desired gradation. So that was all from this video. If you have liked this video, click on the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more videos relating to various topics of civil engineering. Thank you.